Hello students, today we will discuss sampling fundamentals in which the most important part is sampling theory. So sampling can be defined as a selection of some part of an aggregate or totality on the basis of which a judgment about the aggregate can be made. Or we can say it is the process of obtaining information about the entire population by examining only a part of it. Sampling helps in saving the time and money. It gives accurate measurements. It helps in estimating the sampling errors. So, sampling theory is the field of statistics that is involved with the collection, analysis, and interpretation of data gathered from random sample of the population under study. Hence, we can say sampling theory studies the relationship between the population and its sample, and it is applicable only to the random sample. Random sample where each and every item of the universe has the equal chance to get selected in the sample. For example, lottery system. Whenever we draw inferences with sample concerning the universe, it is called inductive method. And when we investigate the population first to find the behavior of the sample, then it is called deductive. So methodology dealing with all this is called sampling theory. There are three important objectives of sampling theory. First, statistical estimation, testing of hypothesis, and statistical inferences. So, whenever we want to obtain the estimates of the parameter from the statistics, it can be in the form of point estimate and interval estimate. Point estimate means you are expressing in a single figure, whereas interval estimate shows two limits, upper limit and the lower limit. Second one is testing of hypothesis, in which you have to make the decision whether to accept or reject the hypothesis. So this theory helps in determining that differences occur are due to the chance or they are really significant. Third is the statistical inferences. This theory helps in making generalization about the population based on the sample. So let me clear some terms over here. First one is parameter. Parameter is used to show the characteristics of the population. Statistic word is used to show the characteristics of the sample. So parameter for population and statistics for sample. Another term is confidence level and significance level. Confidence level shows the likelihood that your answer will fall within the precision limit. Precision means it is the range within which your answer is going to occur. So, this region is called acceptance region. And the significance level shows the likelihood that the answer will fall outside the precision, means outside the range. This range is called rejection region. Theory of sampling is studied under two important heads: sampling of attributes and sampling of variables. When qualitative characteristics are used, it is called attributes, and when a well-defined statistical unit is used, then it is called variables. Small sample is a sample where the size is less than or equal to 30, whereas a sample is said to be the large sample when its size is more than 30. So, whenever any attribute is present in the sample, it is called success, which is denoted by P. Whereas if the attribute is absent, then it is called failure, which is denoted by Q. Similarly, the population mean is denoted by mu, whereas the sample mean is denoted by X bar. So mu is a parameter and X bar is a statistics. And I told you before in my previous videos about the sampling design. A sample design is a definite plan for obtaining a sample from the sampling frame. Say for example, if your population size is n is equals to 600, out of which 120 shows that attribute, it means 120 is the success and remaining 480 which are not showing any attribute are failure. So if you want to calculate the probability of the success, then you have to divide the success by sample size. So here the success is 120 and sample size is 600. So the answer is 0.2. Similarly, you can calculate the probability of failure by dividing the failure by n, that is 600. So we get 0.8. Such distribution is called binomial distribution. In binomial distribution, mean can be calculated with the help of the formula n multiplied by p, where n is equals to sample size and p denotes the success. Similarly, the standard deviation can be calculated with the help of square root and npq. N stands for sample size, p is for success and q stands for failure. If n becomes large, then the distribution of the population is said to be the normal distribution and it is denoted by capital Z. So we can say mean and standard deviation are the estimators and their specific value are called the estimates of the population. So all these are parameters because we are talking here about the population. Sampling error means the error consisting of the frame error, chance error and response error. So sampling errors occur randomly and are equally likely to be in the either direction. I told you sampling error is the error which occurs when we collect the data and there exists some certain amount of inaccuracy. So whenever you are collecting the sample, then the certain amount of inaccuracy in the information collected is termed as sampling error or error variance. So the formula is the sampling error include the frame error, the chance error and the response error. So it includes all these three errors. So if we add measurement error or non-sampling error to the sampling error, we get the total error. Next we will study standard error. Standard deviation of sampling distribution of a statistics is called standard error. So standard deviation is a parameter of population, whereas standard error is a statistics, means it is of the sample. So the standard error is the approximate standard deviation of a statistical sample population. So it helps in testing whether the difference between the observed and the expected frequencies arises due to the chance or the difference is really significant. So how can we test it? If the difference of the observed and the expected frequencies is equal or more than 3 times of standard error, then we will say the differences are significant. But if the differences between the observed and expected frequencies is less than 3 times of standard error, then we will say the differences are due to the chance. So it also tells the reliability and precision of the sample. If there is a small standard error, then we will say it is having a greater reliability and precision. If any sample is having large standard deviation, means the reliability and precision is less. And what type of sample we need? We need a sample which is having the greater reliability and precision. So the standard deviation of a good sample should be minimum. Here are some formulas if you want to calculate the standard error of sampling of attribute, then it is equals to square root of NPQ. And whenever you are calculating the sampling variable standard error, then the formula will be sigma x is equals to sigma p divided by square root of n. N is stand for sample size, P is for success, and Q is for failure. Sigma P is the standard deviation of the population. So these are the two important formula of the standard error. When you are calculating for the attributes, then it is under root or square root of NPQ. When you are calculating the standard deviation, standard error of a mean, then you have to use this formula, that is equals to sigma p divided by square root of n. So these are the few important terms that were used in sampling theory. And there one more topic is involved in this sampling theory, that is type of sampling. So on type of sampling, I had already made one video, so you can check that video. I will put the link in the description box. If you have any query, you can ask me through comment. Thank you so much for today.